Okay, I'm going to do a tutorial here. Let me just double check something. Where is my... There it is. Yeah, I'm going to do a tutorial here on how to create some kind of interface that you could use in teaching, sort of to make it kind of fun, to do a little true-false quiz game type thing, sort of like the kind of things that I've got on my website, zerobio.com. And I'm going to be using Flash Professional 8 to do this tutorial, and we are going to create something that looks like this. All right, so just a quick little interface there, and when I move the mouse, this little thing comes along. I'm calling this the probe, and when I just mouse over one of these statements, it's going to turn green, and that means that it's true. And as I come down here, I just scroll over these, and that turns red. That means that's false, and this true, and this one's false. And then I can come down here and click on these buttons, and they'll move, take us to the next page, and then I can check out the next one. That one's going to be false, and this one's true. And when I'm off, it turns back to sort of the glassy blue thing. True, true. So just a way for students to review questions in biology or whatever. And you could, really make this probe thing here any kind of shape, whatever that would work. That could you could use to sort of go over, like you could be analyzing an archaeological scene or something, and when you come across something, it changes color. I don't know, different. I've done a couple of different modifications of this. So I'm going to show you how I make this, and so let's get started. All right, I'm going to start a new scene here, a new Flash document, and I am going to make this one about, I don't know, 700 by 700 maybe. Something like that. I'm going to set the frame rate for 30 and have a look at that. All right, so we're just gonna work on that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to draw the interface here. So I'm going to choose a rectangle, and I'm going to choose the corner radius of let's try 50. Just going to turn off the fill, turn the stroke to black. I want it around 2, I guess. I'm just going to drag this out and see what we get. Something like that. I'm going to go back, actually make this 3 for the time being. All right, so I've got my rounded rectangle there, and I want a place for the question. So I'm going to grab this. I'm going to go edit, copy, edit, paste in place, and then I'm going to transform this. I'm just going to hold Shift and Alt to constrain it, and it's going to bring it in, a little bit like that. And I'm going to bring it up a bit, so I got some room down there. Yeah, something like that. Let me do it a bit more, actually. All right, so back to the way it was. Okay, so let's say that's good enough for me. I'm going to fill this rectangle here with white, and I'm going to fill this with black, and I'm going to grab this stroke, and I'm going to turn it to, I don't know, let's try that one for now. And let's have a look at this. Okay. Let's try 4 and just see if it bumps it up a bit and makes it a little rounder. That's way too much anyhow. Let's go back to 2 and see how that looks. Okay, I'm gonna take this. Actually, I'm gonna take the whole thing, and I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller, the screen, just like that. And I'm gonna make sure that this whole inside is completely filled. And I'm going to grab this, make it a lighter color. All right, so I'm going to start working with that. Okay. Now, the next thing, actually, one thing I do want to do, I think I'm going to bring this down just a little bit here too. Just give me a little bit at the top. Let's save this as tutorial 2. That's good enough. Save that as tutorial 2. Okay, constantly saving. All right, so this is essentially going to be the body, and I can see that I don't have it completely filled in. Let me try that again. Okay. This is essentially going to be the body of my interface. So I'm just going to actually grab it right now. I'm going to convert it to a symbol and call it body. And I'll call this body as well. And I'm going to go up a layer, create a new layer, and I'm going to zoom in up here. And I'm going to create like a little screw. So I'm going to go with a black there. I'll leave it at 2 for the moment. And I'll just go ahead and just going to drag this out. I don't want it too big. You can always resize it. Grab something like that. All right, and I'm going to put, let me zoom in a little bit more. Let's make it look like a screw. So we'll go somewhat down there. Okay, that one, not too centered. So let's grab that, do something like this. And copy, edit, paste in place. I am not super fast with shortcut keys. Okay, so I'm just going to call that screw. And we'll zoom out and see how it looks at 100%. And if it's too big, I just check the movie there. Okay, so that's a bit big. Just gonna move it down. So let's go modify, transform, scale and rotate. Let's do 90. That's good. I'm gonna copy this, edit, paste in place, and shift arrow. Bring it over to that side. Try to get it in the right spot. Let's see if that works. You can always fix this stuff up later. I'm going to bring these down a bit. Okay, and then I'm going to edit, copy, edit, paste in place. And we're going to bring them down to the bottom as well. Just to give it, you know, kind of a bit of an industrial look. And let's see how she's looking. Okay, that's kind of cool. I'm not crazy about this stroke, but we'll fix that up eventually. So we got that going on so far. Let's add some, I don't know, some design element up here. So let's just call this screws. I might compress some of these layers later on, but let's just do this. Let's grab a rounded rectangle of maybe 20 or something like that and just see what happens if I drag this out here, how that looks. What if I do that? How's that look? Does that look any good? Let's see what that does. That doesn't look very good, does it? Let's put the stroke back on. I kind of like it white anyhow. I'm just going for the kind of the clean white look. Okay, well, we'll just let that sit there for now because we got lots of work to do. I don't know what that is. I'm just gonna leave that layer for the time being. We're going to need to make some navigation arrows, but just to get a sense that this is going to have some questions. One of the things I think we're going to do right now is actually start throwing some questions down. So I'm creating a new layer, and I'm going to type some kind of question up here. Let's do questions on the circulatory system. Okay, so let's say the human heart has 4 chambers. I mean, let's say that was our question there, right? I'm just going to adjust this and see, okay, if that's too big, or if I like that. Just see what it looks like. Okay. I want to stretch this out a bit. Let's go on with this. 4 chambers, 2 atria, and 2 ventricles. Because some of the questions are going to be 3 lines long. You can change the indent here, just a bit tighter. Let's see what that's going to look like. Okay, so if I do it at this size, I'm not going to be able to fit that many questions on here. So I'm going to bring it down to 25, and I like that actually. And so what I'll do is I'll come out to here, and I'm going to go edit, copy, edit, paste in place, just to see what this is going to look like. Edit, copy, edit, paste in place. You know, that kind of thing, just to see what it's going to look like, you know, when I've got these things displayed on here. And that's probably going to be fine. So what I'm going to do is, I've got some text here. I can always change it. I'm going to convert this to a symbol. Convert the symbol, and I'm going to call this Q1 for question 1. I'm also going to give it an instance name down here of Q1, so I can refer to it later. I'm going to call this layer questions, and I am going to copy this. Edit, copy, edit, paste in place. Edit, copy, edit, paste in place. You'd think I'd know the shortcut keys. Hey, what's my problem? If I can get 5, that'd be great. Actually, I'm not sure if I can get 5 because of you know, some of them are going to be 3 lines long. So it may not have been a great idea to copy these yet. Actually, yeah, we'll see. Okay, well, let's do this. Let's duplicate this symbol because we already got one, and let's call this question 2 and change it to Q2. And let's call this question 3. Question 3, instance name Q3, duplicate question 4, Q4, and instance name, symbol name Q5, and instance name Q5. So we're really setting ourselves up. Okay, let's make another question. Let's make one that's false. So we go into the symbol. I can now change this. It won't affect the first one because it's a different one. So let's make this false. Let's say the superior vena cava carries oxygenated blood away from the heart and to the body. Okay, just so I can get 3 lines in there. So there's another question. So I'm going to move these down now and see what my spacing is like. Yeah, so far so good. Okay. All right. Now let's go change this one. Let's make another true one. So let's say, unlike humans, amphibians have a 3-chambered heart. I mean, I'm just making this stuff up. These aren't necessarily good questions. Does that make sense even? Control S. Let's do another one. So this was true, false, true. Let's do another true one. Okay, arteries carry blood away from the heart and are thick-walled. How about that? Okay, you have to put some thought into these questions, actually. And we'll make one more false one here. And this one's going to say anatomical images of veins show them in a red color as opposed to the blue color for arteries. I don't even know if that makes sense. I'm just trying to get 2 lines and 3 lines and some variation here. Control S. All right, hopefully I don't have any spelling mistakes. All right, everything is named. We can now, position these differently if we want. One cool thing that we could do is just create another layer, grab your line tool, maybe dots, maybe 2, make this maybe just off-white or something. And we could come in here and go something like this, you know, to do a separation. And I could just convert it to a symbol. I'll call it line. I'll use an actual, you know, layer for this, so I'll call it lines. So then go edit, copy, edit, paste in place. 8. Okay. Edit, copy, edit, paste in place. Okay. Copy, edit, paste in place. Whoops. I got to move that one up. This is kind of funny looking. All right. Well, you know, you could always adjust the spacing and stuff. Looks okay. Looks okay. There might be a little bit funny going on, but maybe it's perfect. All right, cool. So it's going to get cooler soon, by the way. We got that going. Let's Control S every single time. Let's try changing this to, first of all, that. See if that looks good. Let's also come in here. Let's go into the body. Let's lock that, create another layer. Let's drag it underneath, grab a rectangle, turn the stroke off, take black, give us a little bit of room, and let's just drag a rectangle under here. May not have all that much room, really. And let's give it a bit of a shadow. You know, I don't always convert to symbols, but we'll do that. Body shadow. Okay, and if you really want to, shadow. And body. Okay. Whoops, lock it up. Okay, save it. Let's check it. Whoops, we don't need to debug that. Okay, I mean, that looks kind of cool, eh? Looks like it's standing up. It's a little remote thing. Okay, so let's go on. We need some more design elements. I don't really like that up there, but you know, I'm not much of an artist really. It's just all, you know, you try stuff and you see how it goes. What we're going to do is we're going to create some buttons here to make this thing move, but I'm going to do this as more than one frame. And those of you guys that know a lot of Flash, and by the way, I'm going to be working in ActionScript too. Sorry to disappoint you. I'm going to do this in a couple of frames. So I'm going to make a layer called Actions, and I'm going to put a stop. Whoops. I'm going to put a stop. Resume. So I'm going to have some trouble. I can't use my hotkeys. Oh boy. I hope I remember that. No, you see, I'm going to forget this because I'm recording at the same time. What have I done there? What have I done? I can't use my hotkey. Unbelievable. You know, some of the ones that I use all the time, I don't know what I'm going to do. All right, I don't know what just happened there, so I'm getting rid of that. Sorry, guys. All right, actions, window, actions, stop, like that. Oh, I want to press F9 so badly. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to press F5. I hope that's okay with my recording. Let me get that thing up there. It's still going. All right, and I'm going to drag the stop over to there. All right, so I'm gonna do this over a couple of frames because I want more than 5 questions. All right, so there's going to be more questions. We'll deal with that in a bit. Control S to save that. And what we're going to do is we are going to create some buttons, and we're going to do it down here, just above the body, but below everything else. I'm going to do it right there. And so let's do this. I'm going to go with white, and I'm going to start with that. I'm just going to draw a circle down here. Shift and Alt to constrain it. I don't want too big. You know, all right. Well, that was interesting. Let's move this down. And let's change this to solid. And we get this kind of thing. Okay, so far so good. let's go in up close. Let's grab the whole thing. Let's convert it to a symbol. I'm going to call this next BTN for next button. This is going to be a long video. All right, so let's go into it. Let's stop that there. Create a new layer. I'm going to create an arrow. So I'm going to turn off the stroke. Oh yeah, let's set this back to 0. And I just want a rectangle like this in black. And I'm going to pull this in till it snaps. And I grab this whole thing and tilt it just like that. And see how well it fits in there. That's pretty good, actually. Yeah, that is pretty good. Now I'm going to put sort of a light stroke around it. Let's see how that looks. Okay, and I don't want it that big. Oops. I want it just say 1 for the moment. Let's see how that looks. Now, I want this button to be depressible. Now, I can actually, I'm okay taking this and cutting it and putting it on the first layer. That's not a problem, just to keep track of it. I'm going to grab this, edit, copy, edit, paste in place, and I'm going to make this bigger. You know, something like that. Okay. And I'm going to come back to this one and I'm going to make it a little bit lighter. And I'm also going to fill in that space right here, just like that. Okay, so it's coming together. So let's have a look at this. Now that might be a bit too big, so I'm going to scale it down to maybe 90. And let's just have a look at what it looks like so far. All right, so there's going to be my button. Might be still a little bit big. Now, sometimes it's cool to have stuff kind of big. So, just so. Let's get rid of this stroke. Let's try getting rid of that. Let's see if it looks like it blends in with the body a little bit better. You know, that looks pretty cool. Okay, so this is going to be next button. Say it all the time. Let's go up to here, and this is going to be my actions layer. And this is my button layer. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this, I grab all this stuff, right? How should I do this? I think I'm going to convert this to a symbol again. No, I'm not. All right, let's just make some more frames. Let's just do this. F5. Now, actions. I gotta do it this way. Stop. Sorry, I'm hitting F9 these days, and that's turning off my screen capture. So, okay, we're back on. I just got to remember not to do that. Now, I'm going to put another frame here, hitting F6. And I'm going to grab all this stuff. Oops, yeah, got all that stuff. And I'm going to scale this down. Actually, I'm going to do it from here. Scale this down. I need to go one more. Okay, just to emphasize. Okay, that's going to be on the second frame. I'm going to fill in this area here. So it's going to be like this. There and there. Okay, let me deselect everything. There and then there. Okay, as I click on the button. All right. So now I can set that up. So I'm going to put some action script on this button. All right. So I'm going to come up to Window, go to Actions, and I'm going to say on press. Okay. Now, if you don't know any action script, this is basic action script. So just do whatever I'm going to be doing. So on press, this dot go to and stop to. Okay, that was the second frame. And then I'm going to say on release, I'll explain this in a minute, root dot go to and stop 2. Now, what I'm saying is when I press the button, the image is going to go to the second frame where I show it depressed. When I release the button, we're going to go on the root of the timeline to the second frame up there where we're going to have more questions, so that you're going to see what that does in a minute. So let's try this. Okay. Oops. I need to set one more thing, of course. I need to come back to the normal state. So on release, yeah, I'm going to say this dot go to and stop 1. So depress and then back to normal and go to the second frame. So watch this. See? So there you got a button working. Cool, eh? All right, doesn't do anything yet, but it will soon. Now, what I'm also going to do is make this into a back button. Edit, copy, edit, paste in place, tab it over a little bit. Okay, not too far, and then flip it horizontally. Now, I'm not changing the button in any way except for the code. So, I mean, I don't know if those are centered or anything, but I'm going to come over to this one, not hit F9 as I was about to do. I'm going to go to actions, just go to install. I want to bring this back in the root to the first frame. Okay, so once we're on the second frame, this could bring us back to the first frame. So I got 2 buttons there and there. How about that? Okay. Okay, so let's get to work on the real meat of this thing. That's the next button. Everything's looking cool. These are the lines, right? No, are these the lines? What were these? Oh, that was that top fringe thing. I don't know if I'm going to keep that, but all right. Control S. What do I want to do next? I want to create the probe. All right, we're going to create this kind of thing here, something to mouse over the questions. So, okay, let's do it. This is going to go on top of everything, but underneath the actions. So this is going to be probe. I'm calling it probe anyhow. We're in the first frame there. And I like to turn off the fill when I start building these things. You can go anywhere you want on the screen. So, you know, I don't want it too big, but I don't want it too small. So I'm just going to go, you know, something like that. And I want it thicker than that, though. Okay, I want it about 3. It's probably going to be too much, but just to start with. And let's create some of this. Let's go edit, copy, edit, paste in place, and get it bigger. You know, like, yeah, I might have to shrink it down later. That kind of thing. I do want to fill this, whoops, not with gray, but with white. I'm really into white and black these days. It's pretty cool. Fill that with white, and then let's grab this and do some more. Edit, copy, edit, paste in place, and we're going to transform it. Okay, now I'm going to make it purposely too big. I'm going to save this as a symbol right now. Modify, convert to symbol, probe, and then we're going to edit it some more. We're going to have some fun with this thing. Okay, so let's go inside. There we go. Lock that layer. Come up here. So anything I do, I'm not screwing around with it. I want to put some lines in this thing and make it a bit more interesting. So let's zoom in a bit. Okay, so there's the center point. So I'm going to come up here till I touch there. All right, and it's not going to like snap or anything, but I'm going to take that now. Actually, I guess I could go all the way down, right? Why wouldn't I? All right, so I'll do that. I'll take this, edit, cut, put it on the first layer, edit, paste in place, and then I can delete the stuff that is like that. What do I want? I want to get rid of that, and I want to get rid of that. Okay, so now let's see if I can bring this down, not change the shape of the circle. Oh, that's good. Okay, that looks good. So I'm going to grab this one and this one, edit, copy, edit, paste in place, modify, transform 90. Just like that, right? Then I'm going to grab them again. Do I want to grab all of them? I think so. Edit, copy, edit, paste in place, modify, transform, scale, and rotate. But I want it 100% still. Don't want to change that. And I want this at 45. And that's good enough. I'm not going to do anything crazy. Now, I'm going to fill this in a little bit. I think I actually wanted a rim on this. Sorry, hang on. So now I got to go back to this. Well, I mean, I could have done it another way, but there's always another way. Edit, copy, edit, paste in place. Drag it out bigger so I can put like a little lip on this. Yeah, something like that. I'll go back to white again. There, you know, something like that. Okay. We're going to put some glass in here. So this is the probe sort of body. And this is going to be the glass. And of course, we're going to have to animate this thing. So right now I'm going to put an actions layer. Okay, so let's go back to the glass here. Now, I'm going to choose, just for the moment, sort of a bluish color. I'm just going to plunk that in there. And it's taking a little while. Why is it not going? Why am I having trouble here? Should have a full circle, right? Oh boy. Ah, okay. Silly. Of course. I got to put it in on this layer. So there's the blue. And by the way, I'm going to be putting blue in all of these. So might as well do that. Okay. These ones, yes, I am changing all of them, aren't I? Okay. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be changing the color of these as I mouse over a question. So I'm going to take them and put them on another layer. I'm going to cut them. Cut. That leaves everything the way it was. Paste them onto the glass layer. Paste in place. Maybe that wasn't what I wanted to do. There we go. I'll put them underneath the body. Okay, that's fine. All right, so I'm going to make all of these somewhat transparent. I'll go for 25 for the moment. Okay. So if I take this now and I bring it over there, we can see, you know, we can sort of see through it. And obviously it's too big, so I will be reducing that. We could do that right now, actually. I'm just going to experiment with this. And, you know, that might still be too big. That looks pretty cool, though, hey? Now, before I actually get to animating it, why not? Let's put the code on this to move it. So what I'm just going to grab. Yes, I pressed F9 again. Okay, window. I'm going to change that. All right, forget about this stuff for the moment. I'm going to grab this. All right, we'll put it on and then we'll talk about it. Let's come over here. Window, actions, paste. Now, this is the code that makes the image move with the mouse. All right, so for the moment, the mouse is still going to be visible, but this movie clip, the probe there, is going to move with the mouse. All right, so just copy that out and use that. And so let's give it a try. All right, there you go. See, it's moving around. So we're going to be able to test these things. That's not a bad size, actually, either. There is something more that I want to do with this, though, before I even do anything else. So I'm going to come up here, create a new layer, and I want to grab that screw, wherever the screw is. Okay. Here, you go out of there. There it is. I'm going to grab that screw. I'm going to bring it over, and I'm going to zoom way in. And I mean, this is going to be barely noticeable, but it's cool. Scale and rotate. I want it 0 rotation, and I want this about 60. Let's try 60. Nope. I'm going to do that one more time, actually. Modify transports. Yeah, 60. I'm going to take that. It's going to be like barely noticeable, but it's in there. Okay. Edit, copy, edit, paste in place. And I'm going to move this down. That might almost be too big as well. Okay, my computer's a little bit slow because I'm screen capturing at the same time. Full screen, into place, modify, transform. Let's see how that looks. Now, let's just check that out. Sometimes the little details, It's almost too small. Well, I'll leave them in there. You know, one thing you can change the color of them, and that sometimes they just show up as a little dot, but I'll call it screws. Okay, so what do we got to do? Control S. We need to get this to respond to the question. Okay. So the way we're going to do this is, first of all, I am going to write some action script up here. I'm going to say stop right there. So sorry. It's just a reflex to hit F9. It really is. Okay, so but I've got that there. Now, I'm going to come up and give myself a bunch of frames. F5 to create more frames. Around the 5th frame, I'm going to have another stop. So I'll just drag this over. Drag that over. Around 10th frame, I'm going to have another stop. And I'm going to come down to the glass. And at the 5th frame, I'm going to put a new keyframe. And at this point, I'm going to change the color of the glass. And I'm going to make it green, like that. And I'm going to make it a little bit darker, so that, this is going to take some experimentation. Let's even see if I can go down like that. Okay, because I want it to go from that to green. That means check, and that's obviously not even enough. So what if I do that? Into the green. All right. The other thing that I'm going to do is on the glass layer is I'm going to drag out I'm going to get rid of the stroke, take the fill, white, and make a little rectangle, small. Okay, that's it. My computer's really going slow. I'm going to curve this, turn this around a bit, and I'm going to put it here. Maybe I'll make it a bit bigger. And then set its transparency to about 25. And that's just a little glint there. But anyways, back to this. Okay, so it goes green, it's blue, it goes green there. And at the next stop, I want the glass to be red. So I'm going to drag that over to red. And that might be good enough for the moment. Okay, I'll have to tweak this later. Okay. So the glass changes color. This is a highlight. And I need to know when it's true or false. So I'm going to create a layer and call it labels. And when it goes green, I'm going to go F6. When it goes green, I'm going to say, oops, true. And when it goes red, I'm going to go false. Okay, so now I have something I can refer to. So let's see if we got things going on. Okay, nothing's going to happen yet, but we can just drag this thing around with those screws that you can't see. And we can press buttons, by the way, right through this, okay? And let's get this to work now. So I'm back on the root line. And I'm ready to start working on some questions. So, this is Q1, all right? And when this probe interacts with this question, I want it to turn either green or red. And so the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to come over to the probe. I'm going to go into the actions. And I am going to come down and go on clip event, enter frame. And I'm going to say, if this, meaning the probe, dot, I know I'm forgetting something. I really should do this a better way. And so I'm going to stop just for the moment. Let me get rid of this. And I'll tell you why I'm doing this. I want to go back into the probe because I don't want the entire probe to touch a question and change color. I want just this middle part. And so I am going to simply create somewhere, anywhere in here. In fact, I could grab this glass right here. I could use this. Okay, actually, if I can just get the center. Yeah. Edit, copy, lock that up, edit, paste in place. Now I want to make this completely transparent. And what it is, though, is I'm going to convert this to a symbol, and I'm going to call this probe zone. Z-O-N-E. Probe zone. And I'll name the layer probe zone. Okay, that's done. Lock it up, save it. Now, I've got a layer in there called probe zone. And I think I need to give that an instance name. Probe zone. Oh. And let me make sure I gave an instance name to the probe. Yeah, we're going to call this probe. Okay. Now, okay, cool. So let's go up here, window. You'll see what I did and why I did that. Okay, on, oh, get out of there. On clip event, enter frame. Okay, let me think this through. If root dot probe, oh, where's my probe zone dot hit test root dot q1. I'll tell you what this means. Okay. If within the probe zone hits question 1, and these are all on the root level, all right, then root dot probe dot go to and stop. Now this is for question 1. I can't remember if question 1 was true or false. Let's just call it true. Now, if this hits question 1, turn it to true. Let's check this. Let's just give it a try and see what's going on. Okay, you ready? I'm going up to question 1. Haha, turned green. You see that? But it stays green, all right? So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. Let's build this for 5 questions. Let me copy this. 3, 4, 5. And then, so I'm going to change this to question 2. And see, once you got this built up, it's very easy to just add more questions. 5. So I've got 5, and I don't remember whether they're true or false. We're going to check that out. But at the end, I'm going to say else, and do that. root.probe.go to and stop 1, which is off. In other words, I could have called it off as well instead of true, false, and off. But all right. So just out of curiosity, let's see if this works. So it's green. See, it goes off. All right. It's green, goes off. Now I got to do more because all these are say true, 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 true. So let me see what the deal is. Even for change, that's true, false, true, true, false, right? True, false, true, true, false. True, false, true. I hit that button again. True, false, true, true, false. True, false. False. True, true, false. Okay, so we got some issues. We got false working now, but we don't have true working. So let me see if I can figure out what the heck is going on here. All right. I think I'm going to pause this. Okay, well, I know what the problem is, so we're going to fix that right now. We're going to say else if, else if, else if. Else if, and else if. Try it now. Ah, look at that. Okay, it's off. The human heart has 4 chambers, 2 atria, 2 ventricles. Is that true or false? Use your probe. Yes, it's true. It's green. This one's false. This one's green. This one's false. This one's green. I mean, it's not all that, all that exciting or anything. You could do animations here. You could make this thing smaller. I think I'll make the probe a little smaller so it's just a little bit more interesting. So let's just go, no, it's 60. Let's go 80. All right. Try it again. There you go. You can still read the question. As soon as it touches the question, it changes color. Go away from the question, and it's back. All right. We got this, and we're just gonna change the page, and that'll be it. Okay, so let's go on. Let's save that. Now we're already set up here. What I need to do is I'm going to create a new keyframe on the questions because we're going to use new questions. This was question 1 on the first frame. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on this frame, this is going to be 6. So right now I'm going to duplicate this. Call it question 6. And Q6. Duplicate this, question 7. And the instance name. Question 8. And then we'll just go and write some crazy questions for this. And then you could just continue this for a 3rd page if you wanted to. This video is already getting pretty long. I believe this is 9. And then 10. So we'll have 10 questions in our little quiz. And question 10. Okay, save it. Let's go back up here. Let's make this, let's do a few falses in a row. Still circulatory, so we'll say first layer of a blood vessel is the tunica media. I don't know, if you happen to know some of the biology stuff from grade 11, the layers. So that's going to be false. All right, let's do the second one is false as well. How about this? Normal human blood pressure is about 80/120 millimeters Hg. It's supposed to be the other way around. I don't want to change the spacing, so hypotension occurs when it is higher than this. Let's see if that fits. Nope. When it is higher. Again, you'd have to give some thought to writing these questions. I'm just trying to create something on the fly here quickly for you. So those 2 will be false, and then we'll do, maybe 2 true ones and then a false one, so we can see the thing change. Okay. So something true. The septum of the heart prevents mixing of oxy and deoxy blood. Good. Very good. Nice and quick, eh? How about capillaries are the smallest blood vessels and are only 1 cell thick. Good. Okay. Beautiful. One more. Control S. Always. The last one, it doesn't have to be 3 lines or anything. This is going to be false. This was an amazing tutorial on the circulatory system. Whatever. All right. That's going to be a false one. So we got to remember that we're going from 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we're going back into the probe. I should look at this. So it's, what was it? False, false, true, true, false. False, false, true, true, false. I have hit F9 so many times. That is the one short key that I love. Okay, we just want to come down here and grab all these else's. Okay? Or else ifs. So question 5, question 6, 7, 8, 9. We need one more. Oops. One more. Else, we can bring that up again. I got a problem here. Yes, that better be there. Okay, that one doesn't have to be. Oh, that's why. Okay, everything's fine. So 8, 9, 10. 10 was false, and it was, I think it was true. And true, but that one was false. And I'll fix up what's going on up there. False, false. What's going on here? Kids, play nice. Is that right? That's good. Save it. Yeah, I don't know if those questions were right. Okay, let's try it. Okay, so here was the first page. True, false, true, true, false. I hope it's not the same. Okay, if I hit that back button, it just stays there. But if I hit the next one, watch the questions. Bang, see? New questions. Back to the first page. On the second page, you could put like, page 2, that kind of thing. First layer of blood vessel is the tunica media. That is not true. Normal blood pressure, day to 20. That is not true. That's false as well. Okay, now I don't have it switching. There's not enough space to switch back to clear here. That's just the limitations of this. Septum is prevents. True. Capillaries. True. False. Okay, so that is one way that you could make a quiz. You could make this go, page by page, keep going, and use this, or design this probe thing a little bit differently. You could make it animate, that kind of stuff. Anyways, I hope that helps you out, and thank you very much for watching. Take care.